Good afternoon, everyone. It's interesting that we are meeting at the beginning of 2026, isn't it? Maybe it's too late to say Happy New Year, but still Happy New Year to the panel and everyone. I was thinking about how 2025 was, and I was trying to put a word to the year which has gone by. The year has seen amazing things, right? I mean, if you look at geopolitics, what all has happened in 1 year probably used to happen in 10 years or maybe 15, 20 years. We talked about the boom of AI and the sleeping commodities like silver and gold. And of course, we have seen so many changes across various facets of life in the world. So, the word which came to my mind, 2025 was a fast year. Would you agree? I mean, in 1 year, we have seen so much, thanks starting from Washington, D.C. Uh, but I think it is only relevant, and the topic of the discussion is so relevant today because we are in a fast changing world, and we are privileged to have a panel of leaders across the industry um, and discuss something which is very relevant at the beginning of the year. So let's deep dive into the discussion. I think the first question to all the panelists would be, please introduce yourself in your business, and also answer this question for the audience. What is the big shift you are making? Try and keep one big shift you are making in your business in 2026 versus what you have done in the last few years. So maybe anyone can start. Anand? Yeah, ladies first. Yes, we have two Nikitas here. Nikita Seth will start.
I'm Nikita Seth. I work with True Frost and Butler as the head of sales for South India and Sri Lanka. We are a food service equipment company, the only food service equipment company in India which does a comprehensive solution for refrigeration, as well as the cooking and the hot side, as well as coffee, as well as cold rooms. Coming to what we're looking to do differently this year than we have done in the last 2 years is the government has made a very clear shift towards pushing all of us to do more Make in India products. And that with that comes a lot of restrictions, a lot of BIS certifications that you require to import equipment. So in that spirit, we have set up a 1 lakh square foot factory in Bhiwandi on the outskirts of Mumbai, and we are looking to move towards a Make in India direction without compromising on the quality and the consistency that people like you expect from us on the equipment side.
Yeah, fantastic point.
Um, hey everyone, my name is Nikita Pujari. I am a second generation business entrepreneur. My family runs Shiv Sagar Group. We have around 5 brands under the group, which is the legacy brand Shiv Sagar. We have Butterfly High, Kaima, and we are partners with Mahesh Lanchum. And another brand we recently launched is the Big Small Cafe and Bar. We're primarily based out of Mumbai, and we've recently expanded in Hyderabad because I've studied here. I've done my MBA for 2 years here in the Indian School of Business, which is why I love the city. So we planned to we opened our 2 units last year. What I think next year for me, my target is to get, because we are moving in the technologically driven world, I want to be able to get more involved and implement as much technology as possible, because today we are living in an AI driven environment where it's not just a basic thing, it's a necessity now. So all decision makings and everything is linked to data. So my next year we are focusing on data related activities, and we're going to move ahead in that direction. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Anandya. So I'm the third generation from Namovido Vasnaman family. So basically, the company started in 1974. So I've taken over the business last 5 to 6 years. I've been in the business very actively. So now we have a shift from being a traditional homegrown brand. We have rebranded the whole company as such, and we've launched a new brand called VB World. So that's been a completely an experimental concept that we did, which happened to be a trendsetter in Chennai market. So last year alone, we opened about 7 restaurants in a year. It's been quite an aggressive growth plan. And this year, we're on a pipeline to open 9 more. And not just into veg space, we also have a in-house brand called Cones and Brew. So we do more of a cafe and bakery in it. I mean, traditionally, the Chennai brands, especially when it comes to veg, right? Most of the brands focus on mithai and savories. So we generally did the shift and we changed to cakes, bakes, and matchas and cold brews for the new generation crowd. So that was an experimental brand that we started, and it turned out to be a good uh, appreciation in the market. And also, we have a tie up with a Dindigul based brand called Pondram. I don't know how much of you know about it. It's again a 50-year-old brand. And we are partnered with them and we have brought them to Bangalore in Koramangala and Chennai in Ashok Pillar. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, this year the main focus is on the growth factor. We're also entering European markets this year. So that's about it. I mean, thank you.
Thank you, Anand.
Hello, everyone. This is Raghuveer Kanakamedala. I've been part of setting up and establishing a US-based biryani brand called Royal Biryani House. We started in the year 2017, and we are in right now in 3 markets in US, spread across several different states. Unlike the previous 2 gentlemen, I'm coming from the first gen. I don't have any previous experience in F&B business. By profession, I was a software developer. However, my passion towards food switched me into F&B business. I'm completely full time into this now. And in this year, the year 2026, I wanted to, or as a brand, we wanted to switch towards building more systems and probably automation. I'll give you a small context on why we wanted to double down on the automation. Over the years, through our experience, one of the major concern or one of the major problem in Indian restaurants was consistency. And we last couple of years, the customers' pattern and behavior, the consumers' behavior has changed dramatically due to several options. Back in those days when we started, not many options were available for biryani or any other products in US. So we wanted to tackle this problem. So I happened to meet Mr. Chef Amai last year or in 2024 in Hyderabad. So the conversation clicked and we both connected well. So we immediately started setting up a restaurant, research kitchen in Hyderabad. And it took 1 year for us to come up with a good product. Since we are already serving our customers for 8 years, the product that comes out of the automation should at least match or it has to better the product. We can't compromise on the. So we took long time. However, we were able to roll out the automated biryani product recently in our outlet. So far, the response has been really good. Our inconsistency in biryani has been 0 now. It's been about 1.5 month we rolled it out. And early trends also looks very positive. We have increased our biryani sale by 20%, which is a good news. So I think this year we will double down more in automating other products. Thank you.
Sheetal.
Yeah, hi. My name is Sheetal Patil. I sell happiness for a living. You all know it's called as Creamstone. I work with them as a CEO. 2025 and last couple of years, we have added. We worked a lot on branding, a lot of our menus, and trying to get our basics right, and also our geographies right. Last 2 years, I think it was a conscious call to take Tier 2 as a segment and scale up on that one. So I think by and large for the geographies and for the markets where we have intended and where we expanded, we have been fairly successful in that. I think that strategy we would like to continue. As I speak today, we are there operate out of 35 cities. and 7 states, and we are holding good on that front. As far as 26 is going to be concerned, I think we would continue the same strategy. Tier 2, Tier 3 is one segment which will cater to the new India going further, and I think we will stick to that. Second one is we launched another brand by name Tubs, which is more and more exposure to the Q-commerce and the e-commerce. I think the home indulgence has increased over a period of time. I think that's one segment it is ever growing with the number of deliveries which comes to each and every each of our houses, like 4 to 5 times on roughly. So Q-commerce is one segment which we intended to be there, and I think we have launched it and it's been doing good. That's one superbly scalable model which we would be eyeing on that front. The another segment is in business. There is one segment is the customer acquisition is one part of it, and retention is the second part of it. So I think we have some ground to catch up on the retention part of it, which we are working on. I mean, a lot of people have spoken about it and will speak generally with respect to automation, technology, and things like that. So there is a little bit of a lag which we wanted to catch up out there. So that's 26 and going further for us.
Sure. Hi, I'm Shankar Krishnamurthy. I can proudly say I'm the youngest in this state.
Yes. And you need to have the shortest introduction. You don't need to introduce yourself.
So, yeah, I mean, it's been a 4-decade journey now in the industry. As an entrepreneur, last 2.5 decades, I would say. And things are changing. Things are changing very rapidly. I would say I can take it by the 80s, 90s, 2000s, the last 10 years, and this current decade. It's just things are evolving at such a pace. We need to keep pace with it. And that's pretty much the idea here. Also, been mentoring a lot of startups in industry, chefs especially, and all that. And just want to, as a personal goal, get it more and more aggressive going on that front, helping people as much as possible. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we have question and answer session at the end, but we'll be flexible, so no problem. We can ask a quick question. Yeah, go on, please.
Hi, happy Sankranti celebrations to everyone. I am Chef Dwarka, as simply known. Okay, as the sir has said, the biryani. I am focusing on the major problem. Two things are there. I am born and brought up in the same city. I am not a chef by this thing. I am by birth. I have the things, but what I detected in my own city is, in culinary language, the garnish is there, but the food we need to consume, that home touch, the taste is gone. Let it be coffee, let it be anything, is gone. I am a great food lover, not because I am a chef, but I am a great food. But 10 years, and especially after Corona, I've seen, I feel very bad being a patriotic person also. I'm so food lover. Only difference in the city is Hyderabadis are very good food lovers. Let it be Telugu food or any food, Domino's or anything. So the two challenges are, one is taste. What is the use of the garnish when we are not able to get it? And that's one thing. Second thing is, according to me, food philosophy is food and beverage is the gift of the God to any civilization in the world globally, which is not being recognized. Every cuisine has its philosophy and that home touch, motherly touch, that is not catchy. Everybody putting colleges getting shut down because I know the pain. I am from Excellency College. From a village level to I represented to the ACP competitions big, but the day I left after 1 year of my service, the college is getting closed down. This is a very bad scenario. If we are getting 500 as OD also, we used to do and be with the good chefs. That culture is gone. I want that culture and love to come back. The food is nothing but expression of love and warmth. That should be represented on the food. And garnish creativity is all the rest part to showcase. So now I see being commercial, everybody is not focusing on the taste of the food. That's second thing. Third thing is we have to encourage farmers. I even now, as a student, also I believe that like mother in our house, farmers are for the society. If farmer is not going to grow the right product and he is not giving us, we chefs are nothing. And now in the era of artificial intelligence, we are really, people are eating, even I will frankly saying, people are eating, paying thousands and lakhs of rupees. There is no taste in the food. 50% of the taste is gone down. So kindly bring up the taste. Okay. I don't take food even now here. If I don't like, I just throw the food. I know that it's a divine's gift, but if it doesn't taste, because our body is a temple, the God has gifted us. We cannot throw it's like a dustbin. This so many are not realizing, and so many things are happening in the food. So my focus is third thing. What I mean to say is organic farming. We should encourage farmers and directly get the produce. Do it. The purchase department XYZ, whatever it may be. This is my
Sorry to interrupt
section.
you, sir. We have not even started the panel discussion. Can we start that? We got your points. I haven't understood your things. I think we can have a one-to-one chat separately. Thank you.
One thing I have learned working with chefs is that chefs are always very passionate. So great to see the passion, but I think Raj, abhi to din zawan hai. There is a lot of time for us to discuss. But I think all the points you made, chef, are from the heart. And as you said, food is always about the heart. So appreciate that. But I think some of the questions that you have in your mind will be answered through this discussion and the future discussion. Have patience, and after that we will have a discussion again. Thank you so much. So quickly, I think very interesting points made by the panelists for everyone. I think Nikita Sheikh talked about adjusting to the new reality of Make in India. Nikita Pujari talked about focusing on tech and AI, which is the new focus for 2026. Anand talked about the new brand and the new age brand, VB World. Raghuvi talked about more systems and automation to get consistency, as Chef was mentioning. Sheetal talked about extending a strategy which has been working well, tier 2, tier 3, and also the adjusting to the new reality of QCOM through tubs. And Chef, I think, obviously has reached a stage in life when he's saying that mentoring is a very important piece for him. So thank you so much. I think you can see the diversity of the answers from the experience of the panel, right? A round of applause for them. Coming to the second question, which I'll ask Sheetal and Chef, is about the role of innovation. We all know that in our industry, innovation is table stakes. If you do not innovate, very difficult to succeed. But as we are seeing so many changes, how are you seeing the role of innovation changing in our industry? Some inputs from you will be great. Sheetal, Chef.
Innovation is inherent with respect to the food overall, but I'm on the side of ice cream, dessert, and this. So, if at all I have to sum up in few words, see some numbers for the GAN purpose. Overall, I think ice cream as an industry globally is around 113 to 120 billion dollars. In India, we are just at a nascent stage of around 4 billion, with per capita consumption of roughly around less than a liter kind of a thing, wherein US with all which is 5 times lesser than the size and other things, but they are at around 28 liters. So you can see the kind of gap. Our neighboring country, which is China, that's roughly around 4 liters. So we at a stage of just around a liter kind of a consumption per capita consumption. The overall the quantum of leap or quantum of volume which can be there is humongous. As said, as I say that there are 3 segmentation which has evolved over the dessert or the ice cream segment per se. One is your artisanal ice cream, which is at the top layer, which is hardly plays around 10% of that. And the other mass players with a lot of FMCG segments which are there, the likes of Quality Wallet, Amul, many people are there. So what we have seen over a period of time is, thanks to the rapid urbanization, the very much talked about disposable incomes, so on and so forth, logistics. There is a certain amount of premiumization which is happening, and it is superbly evolving. And if somebody is not smitten by this word of innovation and premiumization, I think everybody will tend to lose the race, be it in restaurants or be it in ice creams or any segment. Having said that, at with Creamstone, we have its option of make your own ice creams and concept, but forever we have been consistently striving to innovate with respect to seasonal flavors, sourcing, sustainability. A lot of other factors come into the picture. Now a new thing has started called as organic. And there is a lot of awareness which is growing into that one. A lot of people are getting more health conscious, so there is a urgent need of sugar-free products which are there. Health conscious, then you have a sudden inclination of people shifting towards protein-based beverages, drinks, and edible things. So that's one segment which is again within. So at home in our R&D facility, though we have not reached yet there, but there is a constant urge and thing which we are working on. So as I said earlier, in days to come, these are the segments which we intend, and the industry is also headed over there. Premiumization around, that's one segment. Then you have health conscious, low sugar, then protein. So these are few segments. I think innovation is playing a great part, and everybody is doing it.
Thanks, Sheetal.
One word I can think today of being with innovation is relevance. I think it's extremely, extremely important to understand the word relevance in the sense that our generation grew up on nostalgia. All the brands, the second generation, third generation, if you see, we all grew up eating in their places, and still we have fond memories of theirs, and we love to go and eat and indulge in them again. But today's generation memory is very, very short. I need the experience today, now, so I can talk about it and I can tell the world. The other day I was reading an article. Gen Z is Las Vegas casinos are seeing a huge drop in footfalls, especially Gen Z is avoiding. Why? It's not that they are not wanting to do the casino. They are doing it on their phones. They're happy to sit in their houses and not travel and not eat and order food from outside and play the same games as what we used to go and play in the casinos. So things are changing. Things are changing. Today, everything is about being personal and making it small and relevant and explaining. The chef would like to express himself or herself, the story, why, what he or they are cooking. Adding to all your points, sir, the relevance of local sourcing, which is the farm to plate. These are things which is now really, really getting into it. The supper clubs that is happening in so many home chefs' houses, places, the numbers. The idea is doing it small, but doing it well and doing it sincerely. These are the innovations that is actually changing things. Scale is happening at one side, but the real true definition of food and the chefs both want to express themselves in smaller groups, in smaller batches, and talk about right from the sourcing of the ingredients, about the ingredients, the cooking methodology, and why they have done it to put it on the plate. And the audience today is equally willing to learn and enjoy that.
Fantastic point, Chef. I mean, from the concept of premiumization to the concept of generations moving from nostalgia to here and now in short span, points very well made. And I think it brings us to the next question, which is logical. And, I think it's there in most of our minds, is the concept of scale and the trade-offs therein. And we are fortunate to have, three panelists here who own or are building iconic cuisines or brands. And it'll be a great question to ask them, starting with Nikita and then maybe Anand and Raghuveer, saying multi-location scale up for iconic brands. It's obviously not easy. But what are the levers you think are important to achieve, as somebody was mentioning, consistency, authenticity, and yet scale? Some inputs from you.
Gautam, for me, scale is not speed. Uh, Scalability, usually for me, my definition of scalability is if you can repeat the values, if you can give the same product and you can give it sustainability, then I think you should plan to scale. And there are like multiple factors which one must consider before scaling into multi cities. Each city has its own framework and its own parameters. For example, when I brought my brand from Mumbai to Hyderabad, I kept the brand soul the same. What I mean by brand soul is its identity. What I serve, by 70% of the menu remained the same. My portioning remained the same. My consistency remained the same. And my price format remained the same. What I changed after coming here was I increased the portioning because I saw that the market here has more appetite. So we increased the portioning. We got local flavors also, so that we merged well with the existing environment. And so scalability is, you should see the market before you scale. Second is finance, obviously, because each unit has its own EBITDA, and you need to have cash deposits well in advance, because your unit will not give you profitability in the first month. You need to give it at least 6 to 8 months for it to be profitable. So if you have enough cash strength, you should wait. Yeah, sorry. 1 year is a lot. 6 to 8 months, I think you should be able to make at least operational profit. I'm not saying capital profit. Operational profit you should be able to do within the first 6 months. And yeah, I think these are few important points in order to scale a business for multiple locations.
Yeah, absolutely. Anand?
Sir is very passionate about. I can feel your energy, sir. So I mean, basically for us, like we have been in Chennai market for last 50 years. So we have about 27 restaurants right now in Chennai. So we believe in the centralized kitchen format. So all the food is prepared in one particular place and it's dispatched to each of the outlets session wise, like breakfast separate, lunch separate, and dinner separate. So again, each food is cooked only by certain number of people that we are trained or who's been with us for over the years. And also we have set of standard SOPs, and and sambar, for instance, we make the sambar powder and then we do it from scratch. Like I said, for a good expansion, like I said, you should have we believe for BB World, the centralized kitchen format is helping a lot. Like I said, we only need to increase the quantity at the base kitchen, and the outlet is good to go that way. And we also believe that you should have a good team when you are actually expanding on the phase. At the end of the day, the entire team depends upon the entire expansion depends upon how well of a team that you have been trained, and how well of the team you have been equipped, who knows the concept, who knows your ideology. I mean, the base at the end of the day depends upon that. Like I said, this year, 2005, we opened almost 7 outlets, one being in Kanjipuram, one in Hosur, and about 5 in Chennai. Like I said, going forward, I think the shift will be, I personally believe that retro packing is a way forward. We are doing a little bit R&D on it, on how we can do the bulk of the product in retort. We have tried even in the non-veg. Some of the results are really, really amazing because it stays in a room temperature. You don't need a freezer or stuff like that. I think future is the way to go, because, like I said, other big challenge that we are facing today is skilled manpower. I mean, not many people, like Sir said, wants to work in the restaurant industry. I mean, a lot of my staff are, some of them are BBA, some of them are arts, but they have no job in those fields. They're coming and working in a restaurant. But again, still, I feel people are, I mean, especially the tier 2, tier 3 cities, they feel like working in a restaurant or, as a waiter still is a degraded job. I think slowly we are making it more appreciable. I mean, the once people feel that they are proud to work in a company, right? That's when the industry will actually grow. I mean, I think we should create the work culture, and I mean that is very, very important. I mean, taking care of your staff. If you're not taking care of them, at the end of the day, you can't expand anywhere, and they are the first customers of your outlet, then the customers that are coming and paying. So we really, really believe in that. I mean, if you can take care of that part, I think the expansion is very, very easy going forward. I hope I covered some point. I mean, I can speak a lot, but
A lot of these points are so relevant, right? And I think those are the challenges which any brand will face. Raghuveer, you have some, I know you talked about automation and consistency. If you want to add point on multi-location.
So what Anand and Nikita have mentioned are pretty much the gist of any scaling issues. But I'll bring in slightly different perspectives since my market is completely different compared to them. In US, over the last 8 years, my experience when we are expanding to different markets was each and every new location is a surprise. So we were not able to replicate the exact success. So for instance, the Seattle store was our flagship store. However, when we went into Texas market, it took, as Nikita ma'am mentioned, it took almost 6 months for us to break even operationally. However, the other store was quick. So every market is different. We can't replicate the success of one store. It's not like a blueprint where we can just go and open it and it boom, it will just work like that. And as I mentioned earlier, we were able to at least solve our consistency part of our major revenue driver, which is biryani, which brings us 60% of the revenue. Now that we took care of that, I also want to mention there are a few other things that it could be easily neglected, but however, in the long run, it will bite us big time. Which, from my experience, which are the back-end systems. For instance, in the US, there are a lot of Indian franchises which which have been expanded inorganically, but then boom, they were crashed all of a sudden. So what we analyzed is they lack systems. For instance, over the last 1 year, I was able to build a strong customer support team in Hyderabad, and we also brought in-house accounting and bookkeeping. How much ever we think that accounting can be taken care of easily from some third-party CPA firm, it's not that easy. I mean, we should have constant P&Ls generated weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. We should keep our toes on the P&Ls. P&Ls are the ones which drive the business. We should have a constant check on that. And also nowadays, marketing is very important. So we have already have a strong in-house digital marketing team. So your digital marketing is one aspect. However, there are many other things. Now that aggregators play a key role in our F&B business, right? So there are ton of tools. Influencers again. Yeah, that's again a new thing which is happening. And aggregators also have came up with complicated algorithms. They have ton of campaigns. We need to keep checking them, tweaking them every weekly, bi-weekly, as and when they change and they come up with new promotions. So all these things are very important, as much as the taste. Taste is definitely important. And however, these are very important. Without these, I don't think we will be able to scale fast. So building all these templates is what I feel is very important to scale fast.
Fantastic points. In fact, when I'm thinking about your responses, and obviously you talked about different markets, different brands, taste is actually an output. If you don't do things which you all have talked about, that's the input. And it's not one input. Even the fact that you are able to control a food cost through, weekly P&L or monthly P&L could help in taste, because eventually you will get a sense of whether your recipe is being followed or not. So I think taste at the heart of it, but taste is an output, and all these inputs are very, very critical. We'll move a little fast, running behind, but with a couple of people, I wanted to ask the question of how technology, we have, everybody is talking about technology, how technology is changing your business. If you can highlight one or two points. Nikita, I mean, you are from the technology support side of the business. And Sheetal, with the kind of scale that you have, over 100 restaurants, I know without technology, it's very difficult to survive. So anyone who wants to have a go first?
So I think technology is, there's a popular saying that AI will not replace your jobs, but people who use AI will. And I think the same applies to all of our businesses. Where technology comes in with scale, I think it's impossible to scale without technology in today's day and age. If you want all the things you all mentioned, which is efficiency, consistency, all of that. Where we come in as equipment people is, for us, it's about making sure all your equipment is more compliant. So compliant to the spaces you're opening up in. Tomorrow, if you're opening in a tech park, the restrictions are going to be very different. You can't put tandoors and gas equipment, etc. there. So whether it's new technologies like IoT enablement or induction, those are not just energy efficient, but they are also what the need of the hour is. Similarly, remote monitoring. A lot of you have businesses which are multi-geography. Now, how are you supposed to keep tabs on what is selling where? How do you make data-driven decisions? So a lot of our equipment now comes with remote monitoring, so that you could be sitting on a flight, you could be sitting in any part of the country or the world, and on your phone you have apps or systems on which you can check exactly how many portions of which beverage or which food item are being generated and regenerated, and make truly data driven decisions to decide how you move forward. And of course, while chefs are never going to be replaced, we would like to think of technology as uh, something that allows them to do a better job of getting the output they want. So just in terms of making equipment smarter, whether it's with programmability, whether it's with making decisions. If you open your oven door to check on something and the temperature drops, then your oven should adjust automatically, whether it's time or temperature. So I think for us, technology is the key to ensuring that you all get to focus on all the other aspects.
Your focus on technology helps all of us restaurateurs to make sure that we can have proper sleep in the night. Yeah?
That's the idea.
Sheetal? I mean,
Well, technology in a lame terms or in hospitality, it's kind of technology is an enabler for you to act upon with the available data at that given point of time. You use that data and you act upon it with whatever the tools are. So, for example, if currently, if we see one is, as I said earlier, for the acquisition, what it is used is, with the new AI thing coming in, basically it will throws upon how the seasonality is happening, the data which it crunches, it get the recipes or the products can be tailor made to each and every customer basis his past purchases. These are certain things. I think it is being heading there, and it's being headed to a very nice place. But how much of that customization can happen, or till what time, till what level it can happen, it is something to be seen. The other one is with respect to, again, CRM. I think it has played a phenomenal role wherein you can have technologies wherein customers tend to leave feedbacks in A to Z kind of a places. You have Twitter, Pinterest, so many places. So there are beautiful platforms which have come in now wherein the data is picked up from every platform and it is put up in one single dashboard, wherein the brands do act upon or act on for that feedbacks. Also, technology is playing a super phenomenal role with respect to your inventory management, be it with respect to your indenting, forecasting, and so on and so forth. It helps to curtail your costs. And I'm sure, as ma'am was telling, with respect to logistics and things like that, I think, and it is one fantastic thing is it is ever evolving, and goes without saying that it is for us as industry people for us to keep adapting and keep learning. I mean, who had thought like just 2.5 years back, the food tech companies will be ruling the roost and would have become, so huge that it's like a monster in the room now. I mean, you can't just leave without addressing them. So technology it's something which we'll have to keep adapting, and it's the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic point about adaptability and the pace of change. And I think every one of us has felt it and is feeling it. Keeping pace so that we are able to evolve our business in line with the needs of the times is so critical. Last point, which is not the least, I would say most important, and I think Sachin mentioned in his slide, was about sustainability. I would like to ask our panel members one or two initiatives they are really feeling passionate about sustainability in the business. Chef, if we can start with you.
I think sustainability is no longer a fad or no. I think it has to be part and parcel of our system, and it encourages good practices, of course. And like I'm part of this startup called Good to Grab, which is basically encouraging the industry to have excess inventory in the form of food and beverage, selling to people at a discounted price. Now, this basically, it helps both ways. One, the consumer gets it at a discounted price. And secondly, restaurants which are producing on the excess side, there's an inventory which is unsold. And being a perishable item is finished off during the day, and at least you are able to recover your cost of the goods, which is very important. So this helps in waste control, carbon footprint reduction, and there are ways of doing it, different forms of fuels and all, and it's a constant evolution. At the same time, we need to go on taking in these practices and ensuring that they are followed.
Thanks, Chef.
Yeah, I think sustainability is definitely talked about, but every brand and every entrepreneur in his limits has been able to try and do something. I mean, with Creamstone, though we have quite a limited options, but I think sourcing is one place where we have tried to streamline or bring some method to the madness there. Earlier, good old days, sourcing of fruits and other things used to happen at the dealer or an aggregator level. Last couple of years, we have tried to do with some self-help groups in rural, in tribal areas, wherein, say, for example, sitafal as a fruit is concerned, it's a very unstable fruit. So we tried to do it with some tribal women in a couple of districts, wherein we set up a small facility for, doing the pulping kind of thing. I mean, there was a lot of help also which is required from the government and government organizations for that. So that's one place which we have tried to do, and we have seen some success out there. The second would be definitely packaging is one place wherein, I mean, a lot of work has happened. I think a lot can be done. One important evolution which has happened is the IML packaging. I think that has changed, your dabbas or the cartons, which, good old our moms used to keep peanuts in those bottle kind of thing. Now, IML packaging has really helped wherein the boxes are being reused or reusable. So that's to worry. But when you see overall period of time from this time, from where the production happens till the last customer is attended, there are somewhere a lot of gaps which can be worked upon. So this is where two places which we have worked, but I'm sure there are a lot of places which in days to come we intend to do that. That's
I think it's a continuous process and a moving goal. Raghu?
Those points are very right. What he said.
Yeah. By the end of this panel, all your questions will be answered, I think. Isn't it? I think the points which he made, a lot of these points are coming in now. So that's good. You have a point to make on sustainability?
Yeah, I'll have a couple of things to say for sure. So since COVID, we have already moved to all biodegradable products, like such as Erica plates and cutlery and whatnot, and all the packaging was already paper based. And the second point I want to add was about the food wastage. So earlier we used to have, when we were using traditional handi cooking methods, for every 4 handis, we used to waste at least one handi worth of raw ingredient masalas and all. However, by switching to the automation, that also helped us save the inventory. Now that there isn't any wastage, all the masala and the ingredients would absorption is higher, and we noticed by our early trends, we are at least saving the inventory that goes into the biryani making process by 20 to 25%, which is a very good gain, I would say. That helps in procurement and whatnot. A lot of pipeline, the entire pipeline will be saved, I'm assuming.
Thanks, Raghu. Anand, on the sustainability piece, any?
Yeah, so like I said, we have the other brand called Dindikal Ponram, right? So there, we actually, one of the reason for them not to expand for more than 50 years is they do backward integration. I mean, I've been to so many brands, so many restaurants, but the systems and the operation that they were having, I've never seen in any of the restaurants chain that I have been to. I mean, some of the key things what they do is they do their own oil. I mean, I was surprised to see a restaurant making its own oil from scratch. I mean, they have their own mill and they have their own farm, and they get their goats like 2 days prior from the livestock, and the goats are in their farm, and the butchery is done in house, like, and they use almost all the parts of the meat. It's like head to toe. I mean, none of them is gone to waste. And since they do the menu, right, uh, and they also have about 50 to 60 cows, so they do the curd and the raita. Their raita is a signature. It has like 10 to 15 process that gets into making the raita at the outlet, because they used to tell me those days there used to be no branding I mean, today we have the branding and cover, right? I'm talking about 40 years back. Pretty much the biryani used to taste almost the same with all the outlets, but the people would identify the name of the brand with the raita. So each restaurant would make sure that they don't sell ordinary raita. So raita has to be a statement. So recipe that they followed 40 years back is what they're doing even now. Like I said, the main highlight is the backward integration that they do. Even for the Chennai outlet, we have a centralized kitchen and we have taken a farm. We still follow the same process. So like I said, we have the in-house butchery right from head to toe and all of it. And that's one of the reasons we are really passionate, and we wanted to invest in Ponram, and we own about 50% of that company now.
It's a great example of how sustainability can be a differentiator, right? I mean, at the core of the brand is sustainability, right? So that's fantastic example. I think very inspirational. Nikita?
For us in our restaurant business, sustainability comes in two forms. One is avoid wastage. So what we do is we do not produce anything in central kitchens. We do not have a central kitchen module. We stock only for up to 2 days. So there's no wastage as such. And when it comes to packaging, we try to inculcate the new packaging that has come in the market, which is more eco-friendly and biodegradable. So this is our contribution. As much as we can do, we are doing in our industry, but also sustainability comes with a cost. And if customers are willing to pay a higher price for packaging, then we will, invest in that also. But that's
I
about
think that's a very practical and a fantastic point, right? Customers who are evolved and want to pay for the premium, then brand should be able to charge that premium. Fantastic point.
Yeah, but not all customers are willing to
Yeah.
pay. So we
So
have to draw a line
you- you're-
somewhere.
You have to choose your battles, right?
Yeah.
Your points, Nikita, on sustainability. Obviously, you have equipments which are energy efficient, and I'm sure a lot of work you are doing there.
I think for us, sustainability comes in from a slightly different angle than everyone else. Of course, there's energy efficiency. I think another thing when it comes to sustainability, which often gets overlooked, is cost of replacement. So, preventive maintenance, I think, is a sustainable practice, right? If you're extending the shelf life of your equipment, and if it's serving you for 5 years or 8 years instead of 2 years, and you're not junking that, that's a sustainable practice. So I think, like Chef said, sustainability has to be looked more holistically. Everything from ducting and exhausts in your kitchen so you can maintain ambient temperatures, so you're not using as much air conditioning. To, of course, on the equipment side, like you mentioned, oil, for instance, oil is such a huge problem in the industry. So introducing things like oil filtration carts and making it easier and more feasible for our clients to make sustainable choices. Your end user may not know that you're using oil filtration casts, but in the taste of your pakoras and your fried chicken, they'll know. So I think it's a holistic choice that has to go into every aspect.
I think that's such a great point that if you increase the shelf life of products, then actually it is a win-win on the sustainability side as well as on the ROI, right? Everybody calculates ROI and capex. And if your life of the equipment goes up by 25%, you are adding to the ROI. This has been a fantastic discussion, panel members. I'll just quickly summarize what we covered. We had the question on what big shifts we are making in 2026, a lot of great points. We talked about the role of innovation and how it is changing. We addressed the question around how iconic brands and what are the trade-offs and challenges they face in multi-location expansion. We talked about technology, which is the buzzword, but we realize that it's no longer a buzzword. It has to be intrinsic of part of the business. And lastly, but not least, we talked about sustainability and some very interesting points on how sustainability can be an ROI factor. At the same time, sustainability can be a differentiator. So thank you so much. I hope all of you have enjoyed the conversation. I did. A round of applause to the panelists, please.